Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another fun episode of Photoshop Party. Yeah, whatever. Today we're going to do a little bit of kind of like retouching, except we're going to just take things out. And I'm going to show various tools. I've got an action that I use on a regular basis that I'll be happy to show you if I haven't. Oh, I've showed you already, but we'll walk through it again and you can see what we do. So as we get started, let's go ahead and share screen. And everybody can see my screen now.
Yes.
And you see Photoshop 0 to 60 in a week at West Coast School. And I am excited for West Coast School. We're going to be live again this year, which will make it fun. But this class, a week long, basically take you from 0 to 60 in a week. So there's things you probably don't remember from the beginning, and then we'll go from there and build all the way up to advanced stuff. So we're going to have fun with it and have a good time. So let's get rid of that puppy and come on, you can do it. There we go. Command W, don't save. And let me bring up first image. This is a picture that I shot in beautiful South Africa at dark 30 in the morning. And this guy was happy to come visit us. Scared the bejeebers out of me. But what you can see, a couple of things, probably bugs, because I did not have any dust on my dust sensor there. So we got some bugs flying in the air. I'm going to use the healing brush to zap it out and it goes away. Spot healing brush is really quick and easy for little things like that if there's no lines. If you got a line like this, kind of go across the lines a little bit and it'll put it in there as well. But the thing that I wanted to show you is along the side here, there's a fence and I don't like the fence. So to take it out, I'm going to use my lasso tool, L for lasso. And right now I am using my mouse and not my pen. For me, all I have to do is hit F3, which is my action. And in my actions panel, I have what's called content aware fill. What it does, and if you do a lot of this, what I do is I go to select, modify, expand, and I go 3 pixels just because I want to make it a little bit bigger. Then I go to edit, fill, change from black to content aware fill, 100%, normal blending mode, color adaptation, click OK. And wait, and wait, and wait, and wait, and wait. I guess I should have made this a smaller image. But it's also taking up a lot of space there. And you can see it didn't work because I have a lion's head over by the lion. So I want to Command Z. This time, I'm not going to use the action. I'm going to go to Edit, down to Content Aware Fill, which is a totally different tool. Click on that. And you can see the area of green is where it's going to select from. Well, I don't want it to select the lion, so I'm going to paint out the lion. And I'm going to paint this area in because I don't mind it taking it from that area. But mostly I want it to take the sky. So everything looks good. And output to new layer. You can do current layer, duplicate layer, or new layer. I'm going to do a new layer with this. Click OK. and it got rid of the fence. It left a little bit of grunge along here, but we'll fix that real quick. I'm going to hit the lasso tool, F3, which is my action. My action will run very slowly. And it pretty much took care of it. So instead of having the fence over here, we just did it with content aware fill. So that did a majority of the workload to take care of it. On the side right here, there's a little bit of a glitch as well. Let me see how big I made this. Command R for rulers. Yeah, it's huge. So let's go to image size. Let's take it down to 10 inches just because. And we'll get rid of this glitch right here. So we'll go to the lasso tool, L for lasso, circle it, F3, and that's normally how fast it runs. So it went very quickly this time. But you can see the before and the after. Let Photoshop do all the work for you. Any questions so far? Going once, going twice. Say goodbye to Clarence the cross-eyed lion. Oh, yeah, this puppy. This is back a couple years ago. I got a brand new camera. And I think I had a dust spot or two. The first image I shot during the night, not one dust spot. Without changing a lens, without taking the lens off or anything, I ended up with probably a couple hundred dust spots on here. Kind of torqued me a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of these dust spots. First, let's do the exposure so you can see them a little bit better. Bring the contrast up. Can everybody see the dust spots on there? If you can't, you're blind. So we're going to go to the spot removal tool in Camera Raw, also known as B for brush. Click on the spot removal tool and you're going, wow, that didn't do anything. If you click on visualize spots, you can now see where all the spots are at.
Oh.
Really cool. So let me make my brush a whole lot smaller. Click on that one, click on that one, click on that one. And what you can do is start going through and just clicking on these, and it looks for a clear spot to fix it for you.
So you don't have to drag it over for a clear spot, it finds a clear spot.
No, it'll do all the work for you. And if you don't like where it picked, then you just drag it over where you want it to. Like this one right here. I didn't like where it picked, so let's move over there. Do the same thing here. And sometimes it doesn't work perfect. You just have to move it a little bit. And we'll take out a couple more just for fun. Take out the visualized spots, and you can see the difference right now. So before, after, got a couple more right here. We'll clean that up in a hurry. Go back to the raw edit, go to auto for exposure. Now I see a couple more along here. So it's just that quick and easy to go in and zap them. There we go. One more I want to get rid of just because. And it was already covered, it just didn't take effect. There we go. Bring up the saturation a little bit. vibrance, dehaze, click open. And there's still a few, well, there's like 100 spots left in there, but we got rid of most of them. Just that fascinating. When you open it up and say, oh, I still got a few more. Okay, you can use the healing brush tool, zap, 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 or you can open up camera raw filter and do the same thing again.
It gives you the same results on both of them.
Same results on both of them.
You send your camera in for clean repair?
I sent it back to Nikon right away. I said, guys, this ain't normal. And he says that's one of the dirtiest cameras he's ever seen.
It was a new camera?
Brand spanking new. It was maybe a month old.
Wow.
Yeah, I was not happy. In fact, no, I took it down to Sammy's in Santa Barbara, and that's the one that told me that. Okay, in the background here, you can see we got a trash can that I got to get rid of. Well, lasso tool, F3, just that fast. This one is a little bit more challenging, so I'm going to hit the clone stamp tool, select an area right here. You know, I'm going to start down here, right on the edge. And the reason I'm doing that is so I can line up the leg go smaller now. And I don't have to worry about the leg from the lifeguard stand. And you got a little bit of clone tracking there, so we'll just.
Do you keep yours in normal, not using light or darken in your cloning? You don't use light or dark?
It
use
all
normal?
depends. If it's coming up and changing on me, I might go to multiply or darken or lighten, because it will pick out the spots that you want to get rid of. Let's say this log right in the middle here. Right there. If I put it in lighten mode and we zap here, stamp, thank you. Zap down here, and all it does is just take out the darker areas. If I left it in darken mode.
You had that normal still, but
Did it go to normal? Okay.
it was still normal.
Yeah. Let's go with darken mode. And so you can see I have the sand selected to the front of this. So let's go ahead and you can see where I'm selecting right now. And I'm trying to stamp over the front part of that log. It's not going away because it's in darken. So what it's doing is making anything darker right there. If I was to say sample the seaweed above it or the little weeds up there, you can see it darkens because it's in darken mode. So if I change it to lighten mode, not screen, I want lighten. Click the same place, and now it goes away. So if I
Say,
have,
Mikey,
yes, sir.
so when you were going back to the lifeguard's legs, I get this problem all the time. It's like the trash can. I want to keep, but every time I do that clone tool, get rid of the trash can, it affects the leg, and then I have to fix the leg again.
That's
I'm
why,
not just saying the lifeguard side, but most some other things. How do you
right. So what I did is I sampled off of the leg. So we'll zoom in really tight so you can see where I'm sampling. You can see my samples right on the leg.
Right.
So when I go up here, when I start, you can see it's off a little bit, but what I'm doing is working with the leg. I'm in lighten mode. Let me change that. Just back to normal. And we'll go ahead and sample again. So I'll sample down here, and then it sets me up so it's on the leg. You can see that there's a small line that tells me where the edge of the leg is going
Yeah,
to be.
I see it.
And if you can line it up, which I struggle at sometimes, then make it smaller and just go in and zap things out real quick. You can go up the leg, and I'm taking everything out except for the edge of the leg on top. So I'll sample that one up here and do the same thing. That way I don't have to rebuild the leg.
I got you. Okay.
And one of the things about the clone stamp that you really need to know is do not use a hard edge brush for cloning, because it will show up with cloning tracks. So if I change the brush from 0 hardness, totally soft, all the way up to 100% hardness, which means it's a hard edge brush. And if I sample, say this area here, and then I clone, you can't really see the cloning tracks there, but it will leave a circle where your brush is. So when you hit it, you can see that one right there. It left a cloning track. If I do a soft edge brush, go back to stamp, come on, stamp, S for stamp, and I change it to a soft edge brush down to 0% hardness. You can see I can hit it, and you don't really notice the hard edge brush like you do here. So you want to use soft edge all the time when you're using the clone stamp.
So all of this is done in the background layer?
Yeah, you can, if you want to work non-destructively, make either a copy layer or just make a brand new layer. And when you do that, you want to say sample current and below, or sample all layers. This one I'll just say current and below, because only two layers. Let's go ahead and lasso this guy just for fun. I don't know what's going to happen. And I'm going to hit F3, and it's going to say, I can't do that because there's nothing on this layer if I do my action. Could not fill because there's not enough source pixels. So it's not picking up the pixels from below, because all I'm doing is something totally weird. So let's try fill, content aware fill, and I think the same thing's going to happen. I haven't done this, so. Click OK, see what happens. Huh. Well, what do you know? That worked. I'm impressed. I impressed myself. So now it's on its own layer. So that's what it fixed.
So you created your own, another layer for it.
So I added new layer, because that's what I told it to do when I did the content aware fill. So let's get rid of that one.
That doesn't make sense.
Hey, it worked. Let's go to and hopefully you can see the screen here. I have,
Mike, just so you know, there's a huge delay in your stuff to what we're seeing. So I think your internet's really slow or something.
It probably is. I've been having trouble the last couple days with it. Either that or yours is really slow.
I don't think so.
Well, your mouth is moving slow. Okay. What I have here, this is the finished product. Actually, I should have taken more out, but I didn't. There are things on here from the beginning product that I need to take out. There's trash on the ground. There's a truck over here. There is a trash can here, a trash can here, a notice on the wall. So there's a variety of tools that I'm going to use to get rid of all this. So I'm going to turn that one off. Go to the original layer and hit Command J so I can keep my original, and we'll just call this removal. You notice that I named my layer. On the original image when I played with it to start with, I had greener trees. I had lower lights, which is some other things that I did. Did a tonal contrast on there. Cars and posters removed. Those are the lower lights I got rid of. And when you get rid of things such as the poster, let's see if I can find my poster child at. Okay, right over her left, our right shoulder, there's a poster on the wall right here. When you take that out, don't forget to take out the shadow or the highlight that goes with it. Some of us forget to do that sometimes. And judges like Dennis and Dwight rip you a new one if you forget to take out the things in the shadows or in the highlights, the reflections. So let's start with that shadow right there. Suggestions on the best tool for that. Any ideas? Am I still going?
Knock once if you hear us, twice if you don't.
Okay. I'm going to use the clone stamp tool, kind of like I did under the pier. So S for stamp. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. And I'm going to start on the edge just above. And bring it down right about there. And just kind of work it back and forth a little bit to take out that poster.
Wouldn't it be just about as easy, Michael, to make a marquee, do a copy layer, and then drag it down, just paste on top of it?
Yeah. I'm trying to keep it simple for this one though.
Oh, okay. Sorry. For us simple-minded people.
So that's the fastest way. You got some clone little trails here. Just come up and zap them from above. And the stand doesn't stand out too much, but it does a little bit. So how about if we do marquee, Command C to copy, Command V to paste. And then if everything goes right, it almost fits. Is that what you're talking about, Dennis?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good idea. Thank you. And then I've got the poster in the water. So we could do just about the same thing. Let's do a lasso this time. Move it up just. I'm gonna make it smaller. Command D to deselect. Command C, Command V. use the move tool. And we'll do the same thing again. And you're still gonna have, hey, I told you to paste, Command V to paste, and then we'll move tool again.
Pasting it up on your window for some reason.
I
Michael.
see that. I was trying to figure out where it went to. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, we're gonna select that layer, move tool.
Got a gremlin.
I've had a lot of gremlins with the latest version. And plus, when you're working online on Zoom, it doesn't want to play anyway.
Oh, don't blame Zoom.
Okay, I won't blame Zoom. But it's Zoom's fault. I'm gonna move this layer down here. Okay, that's the rack. So I know which one it is. And layer 2 is a shadow or poster shadow. Layer 4 I've got no idea where layer 4 came from or went to. So that's fixable. He goes to the trash. Layer 3 is the upper shadow. Move it down a little bit. And what I'm going to do is select both of those guys, hit Command or Control G, which creates a group. And so turning off the group is both of those. And I'm going to take my healing brush tool. And if everything goes right, which it doesn't.
Michael, do you use a mouse or a Wacom tablet when you're doing
Right
this?
now I'm playing on my Wacom.
Okay.
When I am, most of the time when I'm doing just playing around, I'll use the mouse. But like right now, when I want detail work, I'm using the Wacom tablet. And what I did is I put the mode on the healing brush tool to darken, so it only hit the darker areas and took out the highlights that we had on there. So if I highlight, you can see a little bit right here on the corner, just zap it and it's gone. So that's the fastest way to do that one. And get rid of that group. And I'm going to add a new layer. There's a poster on the wall over on the right. Very hard to get rid of. Lasso tool, F3. Aha. Let's do this then. Get rid of that layer. At this point, I'm going to get the claw, which is Shift Option Command or Shift Alt Control E, E like in Edward. And that should make a new layer with everything on it. So now that I have this area selected, I hit F3 and it makes it go away. And the dirt on the wall, same thing, F3. So that action, again, is expand 3 pixels, fill, and then deselect. So it does everything for me. I don't have to keep going in and deselecting every time. So that's rid of. Let's see what the trash can does. It may or may not work. I don't know. F3. Magic. And what I'm going to do is hit the clone stamp tool and add just a little bit of detail into that dark spot right there. I know judges will see that immediately, considering how big it is in the picture. When you don't take it out, they will see it. Trash can over here. Let's do the same thing. I don't know if it'll work because we're right close to the edge.
Use the pen tool.
Yeah, in fact, I'm going to cheat on this. So, Command D. I am going to go to my object selection tool. I'm going to use the lasso. And I'm going to tell it what I want it to select. You don't have to be totally accurate on your lasso on that. Except it did pick up outside there a little bit. So let's hold the Option key. And again, Option. Hit F3, see what happens. Not bad. Yeah.
Michael, would you mind going through what your action is again? So
I
we can
will.
create one?
We are going to make the action right now.
Okay.
Let me find something to take out. Okay. This Martian that's over here with his eyes staring at you, we're going to lasso that puppy. L for lasso. Take it out. Okay. Let me get rid of, well, I'll make a new set. We'll call it Photoshop Party. So we'll just call Party. So we're making an action. And we'll say new action. So we'll click on the drop down on the right hand side, a little stack of pancakes there. We'll go to new action. And I'm going to call this content aware fill. Content aware fill. Am I still on?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
because I just
Yep.
got a warning about my internet just now. Function key, let's go with F1. In fact, we'll do Shift F1 just for fun. Color, what color you want to make it?
Blue.
Blue it is. Dodger blue. Click record. Okay, we are now recording an action. Everything I do from here on out is being recorded. So, okay, I'll take my time, not panic. It's not time sensitive. It's more all the keystrokes that you do. So I'm going to go to select, modify, expand, and I want 3 pixels, which is already set to, which is okay. Click OK. Go to edit, fill, content aware, normal at 100%. Color adaptation is checked. Check. Click OK. I didn't do a perfect job there, but I'm not worried about it right now. The next thing I got to do is I got to get rid of all those marching ants. So I'll hit Command D, or you can go up to select, deselect. Command D is much faster, and click stop. And that takes care of that action. It's just that easy. So the next time I lasso this and I hit Shift F1, it does it for me. Or if I hit F3, which is my way it's set up on my computer right now, hit F3 and it does it for me. So instead of having to go through 4 steps each time to do it, I just have 1 step. Circle it, and hit it. Hit F3 each time. So I can hit the healing brush there to take out that dot. And it's on darken right now, so it's only going to take out the light dots. And then off to the side, we've got some trash over here. So let's go ahead and circle F3. Is it perfect? No, but I can clean it up in a little bit. And lasso, L for lasso. I'm going to go all the way onto the black there just for fun, see what it does. Hit F3. And you can see it left a little bit of a shadow, but not too bad. I can live with that. And that little weed there, 'cause I know how judges are, Dennis and Dwight.
You give us a lot more credit than we deserve.
The problem is you guys always see it. That's the problem. But you can see just cleaning up with using the content aware fill, it cleaned up a lot already. So everything's happening really fast. There's a bicycle over here. So let's go ahead and see what happens here. I'll probably have to use the clone tool. Not too bad. So go into clone tool, select along that line there. Here I'm using my mouse. I'm not using my Wacom tablet.
There, that's the little things like that that we see, that walls and things have been taken out and the marks and lines haven't been put back in. And that's the little things that we see a lot, isn't it, Dwight?
He's asleep.
No.
He's on mute.
But it's just, quick, easy. And if you miss a spot, don't worry about it right away. Just go back and zap over it. For me, I like to zoom in so I can see what I'm doing. A lot of people say, well, don't zoom in because you're wasting time and precious stuff to do. But it just goes so much easier. I hit my lasso tool, hit F3. That action, I use that action hundreds of times a day because it's just so quick and easy for me. For these can lights in front, I would use the clone stamp tool to take those out. And then also when you take those out, don't forget the reflection off the stone wall there. A couple of ways to do that would be clone stamp, option click on the line, line it up so it stays on the line or so the line shows up. It's in normal mode right now. Probably if I use my tablet instead of my mouse, it'd go much faster. You can also adjust your opacity. So if you don't want to take it all the way out, let's say 64%. Click on the line there. And again, it's only at 64%, so it's not taking it all the way out right away. But if you want to just do the areas that are dark, let's go ahead and go to darken. There's a line right here. So I just, of course, if you put it at 100%, it goes faster. It's only doing the darker areas. And then for the light, what you want to do is make sure that you have your lines lined up for doing it. So I'm going to start right there. It's in darken mode. And if something's not working, check your toolbar at the top and see, okay, opacity is 100%. I was in darken mode. I was at 5% or whatever the case is. Check to see that's probably why it wasn't working, is something was off on the top up there. And you can see clone marks going there. No problem. Take it from another area and then you're going to darken it down a little bit later on. But just take it out little by little. Don't be in a big rush to do it all in one shot. So if I did a lasso tool, lasso around it, drag it down a little bit, hit F3. That's easy to fix because what I can do is hit the clone stamp, select along the edge here. And do that again. And you can see 2 dots right here. Well, that one's gone. Now there's only 1. But that's how fast you can take things out. I mean, just pick the right tool, do it the right way, and you got it made. Questions? Okay, no questions. Let me hit stop share real quick. Stop recording.